I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about perspective changes everything. You know, one of the things that you're going to see is that throughout the length of your breakup, you will start to see things differently. As you learn and educate yourself on the different things that Margaret and I teach. It will help you gain a better perspective or more accurate perception of what really happened. Maybe why the relationship didn't work, if there was any kind of mental health issues going on, traumas going on, attachment traumas going on, whether or not they were capable of being independent and making their own decisions. All kinds of things we explore, and it helps you really understand why the relationship didn't work, what would have to do to improve it or to change it or to give it another chance, and how you go about doing that. A lot of insight changes your way of viewing the situation is.
Yes.
And where you are after a month or 3 months or 6 months or wherever you're at, the more you really try and understand it, the better off you're going to feel about what happened and what you could do to repair it if you decide to repair it, but more importantly, what you can do internally to become a better version of yourself so you make better choices in your next relationship and you're a better partner for them. So today I have an email from somebody that did 3 email coachings with me, 1 Skype coaching with me, and 1 with Margaret. And you know, through the email coachings and the Skypes, he started to gain more perspective on things that he probably had no idea of before.
Right.
And there's some pretty extreme things in his situation. So he wanted to share this email. He said, "Dear Coach Craig and Coach Margaret, what are the chances? Last night, I viewed your video, How Can I Ever Love Them the Same? Just as an optional YouTube video while working on myself after the breakup. Today, I completed watching and entering in the Knowledge Workbook for Volume 7, the last chapter of The Grass is Greener Where You Water It. Just now, I viewed the first chapter of Volume 8. Why would you trust someone that broke up with you? If ever circumstances came together to make a point, these 3 lessons just came together in less than 24 hours to drive home the point of perspective and empathy, and hence this feedback is for you. I'm in week 4 of no contact after my ex left me for someone else. As you mentioned, there's the hurt, awful anxiety, and now some anger too, as she lined someone else up before leaving me. Lately, I'd begun to feel some self-righteous indignation and wondered if she comes back, whether I could trust her again after she lined up the rebound dude before breaking up with me.
The rebound dude, I like it. Yep.
But these 3 lessons took the prideful wind out of my poor little me sails. And this on the heels of Margaret's Skype assessment that Natasha may suffer from borderline personality disorder. The 3 videos made me painfully aware that I need to check my attitude, as I'd given her cause to look elsewhere. Unwittingly, and confess I missed signs and words that she was struggling with keeping us going. The BPD likely aggravated this, and I didn't appreciate that and how much she was hurting. In this regard, I did indeed betray or violate her trust in me. I realize it, admit it, sorrowfully, I own it. Considering your perspectives, I can indeed relook at the situation, including Natasha's point of view, and forgive her for leaving as she did. When and if Natasha comes back, and I truly hope she will, even though she may be a tigress with borderline personality disorder, I believe in my heart and mind that I can love and trust her again, though need to take things slow and heed your advice on this. Thank you for the lesson in love, brutal but necessary in order to transform the unaware, insensitive dunderhead I was to truly become her mountain, best option, and secure base. And he says he loves that secure base concept.
Dr. Bowlby himself.
Yes. If and when she revisits the idea of getting back together. I'm reading up on borderline personality disorder too. It's some scary stuff. My poor dear. So he has a lot of empathy.
Yes, he does. And for this we give him credit.
In order to be prepared for it, support and empathize her through it, especially if she comes back to me in a crisis, as Margaret thinks she may. And thank you, too, for including some glimmers of light in an otherwise very humbling video. Why would you trust someone that broke up with you? It's important, even as you administer tough love like this, that you comfort an anguished heart. You both did that when you commented late in the video to address the really unsettling question of if she ever loved me. Just before I went into no contact, she expressed doubt that our love was real and that it ever was. Ouch! Though she did say she cared about me and still does. In my heart, I know Natasha truly loved me. I felt it radiate deeply and profoundly from her when we were good. In her spoken and written words, her actions, body language, even if she cast doubt on it in her rebound honeymoon period. Your perspective helps me cope with the throbbing pain in my heart. Thank you again. When Margaret reminded us against negative assumptions about changing our ex's mind, thinking it can never change because feelings change. And when Craig cautioned against assuming just because she broke up with me, she wouldn't be loyal to me or trustworthy. This gives me hope as I grapple with tremendous emotional upheaval and helps me stay motivated to cultivate personal growth essential to receiving Natasha back and for us to stay together. It also helps keep me mentally and emotionally together through this storm. Not yet ready for their storm later in Volume 8. Oh my, another storm. When it seems like there ain't no way, you two show there is a way. Well, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes, Terrence, thank you so much for that.
I think he did a really good job of vividly explaining what he was going through.
Yes, and man has a way with words.
And how difficult this whole breakup has been for him. He's in a very difficult situation. As he mentioned, his ex is a borderline, and she has a very difficult history, as you probably know.
Yes.
So, one of the things that, we think that you've done great here is taken a lot of time to consider what she's gone through and how your behavior may have been maybe insensitive to her during the relationship. Now, Margaret, what do you want to say here? Because there's a lot to this story that we both know.
Right. What I want to say is that I'm impressed with his ability to get beyond the craziness to being empathic with her. Borderlines, in their discomfort, create craziness. They can be very intensely in love with you one minute and say that they don't think the love was real the next minute.
And they really mean that.
They mean that at that minute.
Yeah.
But you were together for a while, and I do believe her when she says that she loved you and she cares about you. Those words just get thrown around, so don't take it literally and as forever. But most people get so exasperated with the borderline behavior of changing their mind, making different decisions at very close intervals when most of us wouldn't, and overall doing things that are difficult to deal with. Most people get exasperated and write them off. You have not done that, and I give you credit for your ability to be empathic with her.
Yes. We both think that it's great that you're able to focus on, reevaluating the relationship and still continuing to explore how healthy this might be. And that's very important for you to do, that you continue to assess how healthy this will be if you get back together. Can it be stable and healthy for the both of you?
Right.
And not just do it because, you have some kind of undying love for her.
Right.
You have to love yourself. It's hard to do that sometimes, but you have to remember that you have to care about yourself, and choosing a partner that can show you that she can have the kind of commitment and dedication that you have towards her, and it be reciprocated.
I think he's blaming himself for not having stated how he felt earlier on in the relationship.
Yes.
Which may or may not have made a huge difference. I'm not quite sure. And if it doesn't work out in the long run, I don't want you to simply blame yourself. Not that I'm suggesting that blaming is a good idea anyway, but if it doesn't work out, I don't want you to say it's all my fault. You have done your very best here.
Yes. And you may find that you get to a place where you decide that you start to really incorporate all the variables of a situation, that it's not healthy. Right. Or that the relationship was never really a good, strong connection. Many of you will realize that your ex wasn't a great partner, and that if you go back to them, you would be settling for somebody who wouldn't be a good partner for you or treat you as you deserve to be treated. Right. You can only own what you did and change who you are and what you're, wanting to bring to a relationship. If this ex or your ex comes back and wants to try and repair things, you'll have a lot more perspective on what a healthy relationship should look like and whether or not you can have that with that person.
Right. Okay. And I continue to be impressed with how hard this guy has worked at it.
Yeah.
And worked at it and worked at it. And now, even after feeling devastated and humbled, he continues to work at it.
Absolutely.
So eventually that has to pay off.
It will pay off.
Yes, it will.
One way or the other. It will be a success story. Absolutely. So always realize that when you start to look at the story and incorporate things that you didn't realize about it before, it can help change your perspective, and that can help you deal with it in different ways that will probably be healthier for you and your partner or your future relationships.
Right.
Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was I think a lot to this one. This was a tough situation.
And it was generous of him to share it all.
And of course, when you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. We do email coaching and I do Skype. Margaret is here for Skype coaching.
If I can be helpful, please feel free to call me.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to sign up with her. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.